So today I have the pleasure of reviewing the newest version of the Rode PodMic. You're probably well aware of the older PodMic, but this is the newest version. This includes both USB and XLR. I have it in XLR right now. And as always, full transparency, Rode did send this microphone to me for free to review, but as always, that doesn't affect my review whatsoever. They don't get to see this video before I post it. They don't tell me what to say or anything like that. All right, let's get into it. Oh, and really quickly, it is storming outside, so I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to hear the storm. It's pretty nuts out there, so hopefully you won't. All right, let's get to this microphone specifications. This is a top address dynamic XLR and USB microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern. Its frequency response is 20 Hz to 20 kHz. It has a maximum SPL of 148 dB, an equivalent self-noise of analog 26 dBA, and digital 19 dBA. You get a headphone jack as well as a volume slider on the back that controls the headphone volume. And you also get access to the Rode Central and Connect, which gives you tons of functionality and processing under the hood. Speaking of the Rode apps, let's talk a little more about that. So as I just said, you get some onboard DSP, digital signal processing, which can be really helpful if you're a content creator like a YouTuber, podcaster, live streamer, or something like that. Just remember, while these features can be really handy, you can't unbake a cake, as I always say. What I mean is if you decide to use the front-end processing offered by the Rode applications, the DSP, digital signal processing, that processing will be baked into the recorded audio, meaning you can't undo it once it's been done. Once you record it, you can't undo it. The only way to undo it would be to just start over from scratch. So if you don't want to worry about messing up or being like, you know what, that was a little too much compression, that sounds unnatural, or ooh, that was a little too bright of an EQ curve that I had on the microphone, whatever the case may be, you can't undo it. So just know that. It is raining cats and dogs. Oh my God.
Maybe I just should have made this a denoising video.
All right, let's see how well this microphone handles plosives. Peter Piper popped his peas, resulting in plosives. All right, and now let's see how this microphone handles the proximity effect. All right, now I'm about 6 feet away from the Rode PodMic. All right, now I'm about 3 feet away from the Rode PodMic. All right, now I'm about 6 inches away from the Rode PodMic. All right, and now I'm right up on the Rode PodMic. I'm curious to see how the bass differs at those different distances. Did you hear a lot of bass come up into the microphone when I got really close to it like this? All right, and now I have the microphone boomed above me. This microphone was most definitely not made to work like this. This is a dynamic microphone. They perform the best when you're right up on them. But just in case you're wondering how this microphone sounds boomed and far away from the recording source, me, this is how that sounds. Here's the funnest part of the video. I love it. Oh, there we go. All right, so as I stated, this microphone has a cardioid polar pattern, so let's see how that responds as I spin the microphone around. As always, sorry about the microphone handling noise, but I'm speaking into the Rode PodMic. Now I'm getting to the side of the Rode PodMic, and I should be getting rejected. Now I'm getting around to the back of the Rode PodMic, and I should really be getting rejected. Now I'm coming back around to the other side of the Rode PodMic as I finally spin around to the front of the Rode PodMic, and that is the polar pattern test of the Rode PodMic. All right, as always in this blind A/B test, let me know in the comments below if you can tell which microphone is the Rode PodMic and which microphone is the Shure SM7B. All right, as always in this blind A/B test, let me know in the comments below if you can tell which microphone is the Rode PodMic and which microphone is the Shure SM7B. So through my testing, I found that the Rode PodMic doesn't have as much low end as the Shure SM7B does, which makes the Rode sound a little brighter than the Shure SM7B. So the Shure SM7B definitely sounds warmer or darker in tone. So that's good for a lot of people that may not necessarily like the tone or the sound of the Shure SM7B if they're looking for something that sounds a little bit brighter. Now, I will say because it doesn't have as much low end, it does sound a little bit thinner than the Shure SM7B, but make sure you're wearing headphones and you will hear much more of a difference than if you're listening on other speakers. But that's really about it. Let me know in the comments below if you were able to guess which microphone was the Shure SM7B and which microphone was the Rode, and then also let me know in the comments below which microphone do you prefer and why. All right. All right, and this is what the Rode PodMic sounds like in an untreated space. Obviously, this would not be a good space to record in, and this is quite an extreme case, but I wanted to give you an idea of what that would sound like. Dynamic microphones typically do better in untreated spaces because they're really good at rejecting ambient noises or an untreated room better than like large diaphragm condenser microphones or shotgun microphones. But like I said, this is a very extreme case. So now let's jump up to my acoustically treated booth and see what this microphone sounds like in there. All right, and this is what the Rode PodMic sounds like in an acoustically treated environment. I have a ton of acoustic treatment methods in here to treat this space to make it sound as dead as it does, and this is how the microphone sounds in a space like this. All right, so who's this microphone for? I definitely recommend this microphone for both content creators and podcasters. Just like with the SM7B, it has a warmer sound to it, not as warm as the SM7B, so this might be a great option for people who don't necessarily like the sound of the SM7B because this mic does have a little more brightness to it, but not a lot. And now, anyone who watches my videos already knows what I'm about to say, but no, I don't recommend this microphone for voiceover work. But that's not up to me. I'm just letting you know simply because that's the current industry standard. If you want to find out why I don't recommend this microphone and others like it, go check out the video I did on screen right now. In that video, I cover all the reasons why the industry doesn't want or doesn't like you using microphones like this for voiceover work. All right, so what are my overall thoughts? Well, the SM7B definitely has a little more low end than this microphone does, which also makes the SM7B sound warmer or darker than this microphone. Wow, that was a lot of thunder. Probably heard that. I don't know. There's no processing on any of my microphone review videos, so you may have heard that. Anyway, I think this microphone is perfect for most content creators, especially anyone wanting to have a little bit of a brighter sound than you get with the SM7B. This mic is only $200, which isn't crazy, and you get the ability to use it as a USB microphone or an XLR microphone like I'm using right now. Not to mention the Rode Central and Rode Connect options that you get with this microphone. And now it starts raining, so I really hope you can't hear the rain in the background. It was fine until I decided to shoot today. When I decided to shoot, all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose and it's just going nuts outside.